Having a child with a profound learning disability brings many difficult emotions, but most of all, my daughter brings great joy as she is full of smiles and love from the moment she gets up to when she goes to bed. The reward this brings is emotionally uplifting, especially when I feel grumpy and tired and she comes along and gives a hug. As a result of the joy and reward of having this child, there is also unconditional love, laughter and fun, which is constant and gratifying. Hi, I'm Helen and I have 3 children. My middle child, who is my daughter, has a profound learning disability. She has global developmental delay. She is very challenging and can be very difficult, so we have to find strategies to cope with her, and this can be strategies that we don't always know that we develop as we go along, or it can be strategies which we've been told to use by professionals. Strategies of managing her behaviour, trying to get her to follow a routine, which could be going upstairs to go to bed and get dressed when she doesn't want to. So it's using picture symbols and ways of communicating with her. I'm in the kitchen cooking and I have a helper, but I need to have my wits about me and be one step ahead. As I chop the vegetables, I try to think ahead and remember the sharp knives need putting out of reach, as my helper is taking an active interest in how they operate. The veg pan goes on the hob, but my helper thinks she can also turn on the hob, so I distract her and find her favourite magazine. She follows me around the kitchen, deciding that this is great fun helping Mummy, as she has my full attention. But the magazine is very close to being left on the hob. However, I'm one step ahead. Or just always trying to think ahead and trying to preempt behaviour sometimes, trying to think what she might do next if something's not put in place. So it can be just always being on your guard, always trying to preempt certain situations, especially more to do with being out in the community, being out and about in public, rather than necessarily at home, when being out and about is always going to be more difficult and challenging with a child who has poor social skills. It's a school morning, and we are all in the usual routine, which is hectic and finely tuned, but patience is needed as my daughter has decided that she doesn't want to get dressed or clean her teeth, and the clock is ticking. But I don't rush her and I'm patient, so we play hide and seek or find distractions to bring her back on track, which is not easy and strength is needed. Frustration begins to kick in as her brothers want the bathroom and she is taking her time, but then I have to remind myself to continue being patient and not to get cross. I've learnt to be very patient and tolerant, and also very non-judgmental about other children I see, and not knowing if they have something wrong with them, like my child, and always just being aware that I find myself in situations where my child is not behaving. So it reminds me to be always very tolerant and patient, and non-judgmental towards others. I think you get used to it as your daughter as your child grows, and so do you. So you get accustomed to it, and it becomes second nature.